Welcome to the What's Going On podcast.
What's going on?
Please note that the views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the host and guest and do not reflect those of our sponsors. This show is for informational and entertainment purposes only and should not be considered professional advice.
Take that.
Listener discretion is advised.
What's good, people? What's good? This is your boy Ninja.
What's up? What's up? This is everybody.
And this is
the What's Going On podcast.
What is going on? And as usual, today we have a lovely show. First off, I just want to let everybody know, thanks for watching and everything like that. The topics today, just so we can run them down real quick, is we're going to talk about no jumpers and Adam22 saying he's broke, which I'm pretty sure he's not, but we get what he's trying to get at. Ja Morant, talk about all that, the trouble he's getting into. And we're going to go over Nintendo and China and all the tariffs and what that means for Nintendo Switch 2 and all that good shit. So, Early, what's going on with you, son?
I'm good. I'm good. Good week. Money in my pocket. Got the day off and it's spring break, so mom doesn't have to work, sister doesn't have to work. So once the pod is over, we're gonna take them out to for lunch, and then I'm gonna pay for everybody.
Yeah. Okay.
Gotcha. So I'm good on that. Like I really love hanging out with the family. So my niece and nephew are gonna be there as well.
Yeah, no, that's always it's always good.
I recently deleted, I cleared my Instagram so I can rebuild it again, and with more of a focus of trying to push the brain or whatever.
Yeah.
Hopefully that it works out the way that I needed to this time, because I've done it several times and it never pans out the way I needed to. But
right.
Just have to keep at it, man, until it works.
Yeah. Did it take you a long time to clean all that shit out?
I got a call from kinda, not really though.
Okay.
Kinda. But got a call from a friend that I play Call of Duty with a lot. And he was saying that he watched the podcast, man, and he was complimenting us on the podcast and everything, man.
Oh yeah.
And I know he really watched it, because he'll watch it and he'll give me a call and he'll give me his opinion on the topic we'll talk about.
Yeah.
And then he'll call back and give the opinion on the next topic.
And
then when we got in the game, we was talking about he was talking about like the Nintendo thing. Which was short lived, because now we got 2 more people in the comments. And when he said what he said about Nintendo, it's like everybody just started voicing their opinion. The conversation went all over the place. But he really watches it, and he said he's thoroughly entertained by it. So man, I really appreciate him calling and letting me know. No, because sometimes you don't know if what you're doing is really working, or people like it or they appreciate it or whatever. So
yeah.
For him to give that call, man, it meant a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy because I'll get calls too from like people who watch it or text messages or whatever, and I'm like, they'll hit me up and tell me, yo, that was good, that was dope. So yeah, I appreciate those phone calls also. Yeah.
Yeah, man. My week has been good, bro. How your week been, man?
Week is good. I had the whole week off, so that was kind of cool. And man, just been chilling and stuff. The kids been, they went to the beach last week with Jess. My niece came down. I told you all that already, I think. Or I told you they were coming, but she came. But other than that, man, just took the whole week off and just chilled, bro. I ain't do nothing, just chill with the wife. We went out, did a couple things. We're just getting ready for our cruise now, and that's pretty much it. Because everybody's been going on cruises, man, and I've been putting it off because I wasn't really too big on cruises. I always thought it was just too much going on. But I see everybody, having fun on cruises and shit like that. So I was like, you know what? I mean, Jess was like, yo, let's go on a cruise. And I'm like, all right, fuck it. So we just pulled the trigger, and now we're going next week.
So it's your first one?
2 weeks. My first one, yeah. My first one. Usually I do my travels by plane or driving, but this is my first one.
Yeah. Okay, so me and you are a lot alike. And you don't care for a cruise, I didn't care for it either. But I'm telling you, man, once you get on there and it's like you ain't gotta lift a finger, bro. I'm talking about like you look like royalty, son. So it's like, as I think like the only thing for you would be like making sure the kids are okay. But everything else is, telling you, son. And it's like it's food 24/7, it's drinks 24/7, man. It's just like fun and relaxation like 24/7. It's like it's going to give you a very small taste of the life that you want to live, and it's why we're working so hard to make this podcast work, bro. I'm telling you.
Yeah. It's so crazy because I was thinking like, because I know we got the the package, everything, food, drinks, all that shit included, so we don't have to worry about anything but just like if we want to buy junk. But yeah, I'm at first she's like, yo, you don't look excited, and I don't get excited right off the rip until I'm there. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's like, oh, you don't care, and I'm like, no, I do, but I'm just like, I'm the type of nigga that gets excited when like shit's happening at the moment. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, now that I'm getting closer, I'm getting more like excited. You know what I'm saying? So fuck around and I'll fucking never come back. Stay on the goddamn boat forever and shit type of shit. You know what I
mean? Yeah, man. It's cool. And like to me, it's like it was like some of the best sleep I've ever had.
Really? It's because like big ass water bed.
The room was like completely dark. And like the boat is like it rocks, but not like scary rock. It's more like kind of like rocks you to sleep. It's you're gonna love it, bro. I'm telling you, you're gonna love it.
Yeah, I'm excited now. I'm everybody. I'm telling you, I watched everybody get on cruises in like the last 5-6 years. Everybody going on cruises. So I'm like, shit, I might as well try shit too. Everybody's telling me how fun it is and how cool it is, and I'm like, I don't know, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm just gonna try it, and then we just did it. So because we've been to like other places, like we go to Puerto Rico and places like that, but we haven't done a cruise. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna try. This is something new to me, so I'm down for it. So I just hope everything goes well. You know what I mean? But
it will.
Yeah. So So I guess we could get into these topics and talk about these. What's the first topic we talking about, sir?
Our first topic, man, we're discussing Adam 22 and No Jumper going broke.
Yeah, I watched this.
I don't know. I'm not gonna. I watched just that little first clip he did with DJ Vlad. I didn't watch the whole interview. He was explaining how like what he did, like the purchases he made, and like how he was explaining how they grew during the pandemic. And when they was growing during the pandemic, he tried to accommodate for the growth or whatever. So like he's hiring more staff, and now you got more staff, you need a bigger building and all this kind of stuff. Okay, so I understand that. But he was saying that he didn't realize that the growth would stop once the pandemic was over and everybody would back to the real world or whatever. So I guess, like, I'm not gonna lie, I probably would have made that same mistake. I ain't gonna lie to you. Because you see yourself growing, you like the business is growing, and you're investing back into the business, but you're not really looking at everything else that could possibly go wrong and stunt growth. Because I watched the Joe Budden podcast where they was talking about it, when Joe was talking about it.
Yeah, that was funny.
Joe,
I watched that too.
Joe, man. I like Joe, man. But see, with like Joe's different. Like he really knows this stuff. Like he can see it. Like
yeah,
he was. So when he was hearing what Adam was saying, like he knew, like, okay, that's definitely not the right thing to do. That was definitely wrong.
Yeah.
But like I say, man, with me, I probably would make that same mistake. But I think what people should understand is I don't think Adam 22 himself is broke. It's just the brand No Jumper is going broke, I guess, because that's what he said.
Yeah,
so I also use the words he said, is going broke. So I don't know. When I heard this, man, I was like, this might be something Ninja wants to talk about, because I know Ninja doesn't really care for Adam 22 or Vlad.
I don't.
So how do you feel, man? Like, what's your thoughts and opinion? Because I can't wait to hear.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So my thoughts on it, I never want to see anybody fail. You know, even if I don't like you, I don't want to see you like lose your job or die. You know what I'm saying? Unless I absolutely fucking hate you.
I got you.
You know what I mean?
Got you.
But I think the thing with Adam is that he was so cocky and he got ahead of himself. And like I said, there's always this privilege that comes with that he thought he was untouchable. And he got gassed, expanded too much, and now that bubble popped and he has to scramble to kind of consolidate all that spending and stop the bleeding. You know what I mean? So I don't think he's broke. You know what I'm saying? Because he still does all that porn shit with his girl, and he still does all that. So he's not broke by any means. He's just not doing as well with No Jumper as he thought he was doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I just think he's gonna tighten up the belt and probably, liquidate No Jumper to the point where it's not even a show anymore and just consolidate it into one of his other shows. Or he's just gonna cut back on all the content that he's putting out that's not working. You know what I mean? So because he has a lot of content that he puts out that, some people really don't give a fuck about.
I do think he expanded kind of rapidly.
Oh yeah,
because he reminds me of I Am Athlete. I don't know if you know what that is.
No, I don't.
But I Am Athlete is a podcast / brand that was created by Brandon Marshall, right? So it was I Am Athlete, and it was a podcast, and it was just like that podcast. And it was growing, and it was new, it was fresh, and it was a podcast that was giving athletes a chance to come on the show and speak their piece and speak on their on their own behalf.
Right.
And it was a really good podcast, and it was growing, and it was good. But then it was like, okay, it was I Am Athlete Florida, I Am Athlete Nevada, I Am Athlete NASCAR, and it's like it happened like too fast.
Yeah, too much branching.
It happened like too fast, and yeah, and it just wasn't. It didn't have that same. Those smaller branches didn't have that same impact.
Right.
You know what I mean? I felt like they should have just kept it within within the I Am Athlete, just that one, or expand it like very, very slowly.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I guess you sit back and learn from other people's mistakes.
Yeah. I think it's just a lot of people just get really hyped on the energy that their shit's working, and they think they can put that shit somewhere else, but sometimes that don't work over here. You know what I'm saying? Like a drink champ, like for instance, for example, Drink Champs is good. It's a perfect format for what they're doing and what they are. But if he were to like say, "Oh, I'm gonna do a Drink Champs," in New York only, and we're only gonna do New York rappers, that's not gonna work because like it's just it's just not enough. You know what I'm saying? There's not enough rappers or legends that are gonna, you know what I'm saying? So it's like it's not gonna work.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it just got to be them. They can't make a Drink Champs West and a Drink Champs East. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because sometimes I think it's the personalities, right? It's like I think when it comes to success, I think a lot of times people don't really factor in the human element of it, right? So when you look at success, it's like, okay, why are you not successful? And then people are like, well, you ain't got the money, you ain't got the building, you ain't got this, you ain't got that. But sometimes you can have all of that and it still doesn't work, and that's it's simply because of the individual, right? And so it's like this idea, this brand, this business, or whatever it is, it only works because of the individual that's a part of it, that's running it. So I feel like, so again, with I Am Athlete, the personalities that was in that on that podcast, it worked because of those personalities.
Right.
And then it's like, so when you branched off to this, like, I Am Athlete Miami, it's a whole new cast, and the personalities don't really
they
don't really
work.
pop or mesh, you know what I'm saying? So it's like the show, like it's a good idea, it's a good concept, but the personalities they just didn't, help it go. So
no, I agree with that.
I always make sure to keep that in mind.
No, you're on point with that one, because sometimes the chemistry doesn't work with certain people. Like me and you can have chemistry, and this pod can work, and we make another pod and it's just me and somebody else, that might not work. Or it might be you with somebody else, and that might not work like the way we work. You know what I'm saying? And we try to brand our name to that, thinking it's gonna work, and it doesn't, because they don't have the chemistry we have.
Right.
So, but I think my final take on this, I just think he expanded too much. He got cocky, and he didn't know what he was doing when he did what he did. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't like Adam. I think he's a culture vulture, but when he does his other shit, that's his shit. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I don't know. Hopefully he'll get back. He'll get back on his shit. He'll be okay. I'm pretty sure he'll be fine. You know what I mean? But that's my final take on that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I guess we get into our next topic.
Yeah. What is the next topic?
Our next topic, man, we are discussing NBA player Ja Morant. Okay, here's the story on Ja Morant. Ja Morant is in trouble now because he made a gun gesture after he made a shot. It's no big deal, right?
Right.
Well, here's the issue. Ja Morant has been in trouble before due to guns, right? So he got caught with the gun. The NBA suspended him. While he was on suspension, he went live on Instagram, and in his Instagram video there was a gun.
No.
So you're suspended because of a gun, and then on your suspension there's another gun.
Yeah.
When you're not supposed to be around it, because that's the clause of the NBA. You signed the contract. It's in the contract that you have to act a certain way.
Hold on, real quick.
He comes back. He's.
Is this the one where the guy did the gun thing to the ref, or did he do it to another player?
He did it to another player.
Okay. I think I saw this, but go ahead.
Okay, now he's pretty much been quiet and just been playing basketball up until now.
Right.
And he does this gun gesture, and everybody's in an uproar about it because of his previous issues with being suspended and yada yada. I think that's why people are making it a big deal, because he's not the only one that does this celebration. Everybody does do it when they score a basket. But for him in particular, because of your suspension, and then you having another gun in the video while you're suspended, now it's an issue for you, right? So I saw, I forget his name, but he's a sports analyst. He was saying if guns is a problem, then the NBA is going to have to make it a problem, draw a line, and say nobody does gun gestures, period. I agree with him. How do I feel about Ja Morant making this gun gesture? I don't think it's no big deal. I think the NBA, they're blowing this thing out of proportion simply because of his previous behavior, right? So that's one point. That's one way I feel about it. But at the same time, because of who Ja Morant is, like he's a very popular basketball player. Like he was a rising star, and he was about to be on the top of the NBA until he got in trouble with this gun thing. Yeah. And so once he got in trouble with the gun situation, it's like his stardom kind of mellowed out. My thing is, it's no big deal, but I do understand where the NBA is coming from and where the outrage is coming from. It's like you are a very influential basketball player. The things that you say and do, kids say and do because you're saying it and doing it. Mm-hmm. So they're trying to, with the NBA, man, the NBA is trying to keep their brand, their product, a family-friendly product. And what you're doing is not family-friendly. Right. The NFL does the same thing. Like in the NFL, you can't do the throat slash. Right. And recently, it's a guy by the name of CeeDee Lamb. He does the wipe the nose. He does like a wipe the nose celebration or whatever. They said the NFL banned him from doing that because they say that's gang related. They say it's tied to the game. It's tied like gang related some kind of way. I'm not exactly sure. I don't really know, but this is not the place for. I feel like sports is not the place for guns and gang activity.
No, I agree.
It's like a lot of the athletes try to bring the street element to sports, and it's like, bro, you're not on the streets. You're playing sports, and you don't want to influence the youth that way because we see what's going on in the streets and the youth with the in rap music. Like they killing each other and they making songs about it. So like it's not funny. It's not a game. And I think that someone as a Ja Morant, someone as a CeeDee Lamb, you have to understand that you're not just some guy from this place who just so happened to make it. Like that's not who you are now. It's like you are a name brand. Like you are a business. Like there's people around you that depend on you for their lifestyle, and you out here just just doing whatever. It's like there are consequences to your actions, man. And I think you should be held accountable for the things that you say and do. So to Ja Morant, I think you should be held accountable for what you're doing. Like if you're not supposed to be doing it, then don't do it because there's consequences behind this, bro. So yes, hold this man accountable, but at the same time, I can see how he feels like he's being attacked because, like I say, everybody does the celebration, but when they do it, nobody says a thing. But when he does it, it's all in the media. They're going to the refs, complaining to the refs. Did you see what he did? And so I can see both sides of it, but ultimately my stance is yes, the man Ja Morant should be held accountable.
Yeah, no,
So what's your take on it?
I agree. I think if you're a star or anything of that stature, you have a responsibility to the people who watch you. You know what I'm saying? You got young kids out there wanting to be you. You got young kids out there watching you. You got young kids out there trying to do the things you do. So yeah, if you do a gun gesture or you do some wild shit like that, yeah, it's kind of goofy to do that shit because people are watching you, and they want to be like you. You know what I'm saying? Um, should he be reprimanded? Yeah, if there's a rule or something or clause in the contract saying you can't do any gun gang shit, then yeah, you should be reprimanded. But if it's not there and he does it, then I guess not. But back to what you said about the football shit. I noticed they don't do a lot of end zone stuff anymore because they're getting fined if they like spike the ball too hard or they do some wild like shooting and then everybody falls on the ground type of shit. I know they stopped all that shit. So yeah, man, we live in a different time now where people actually think whatever their favorite person does is cool, that we're gonna do that too. So yeah, man, just like rappers, I think they have a responsibility also to stop grooming these kids into thinking being in a gang is cool. You know what I'm saying? And having a gun and shooting niggas is cool. Like that, that's just not, it's just not. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's stupid. But
Yeah.
I will be a hypocrite if I said my favorite songs don't have gang elements in it. You know what I'm saying? Because I listen to a lot of hip hop and I love the shit
Yeah.
they talking. But there's a difference between storytelling, art, and real life shit. Like if somebody made a song saying, talking about a story that they read or they heard from somebody else, like the way Jay and Nas and Slick Rick and DMX did way back in the days, where they would tell you stories of shit they seen and maybe some shit they done, but not in a so profound way where you don't feel like you need to go do that. As for the kids now, they're like, yeah, I got the blicky and I'm out here shooting car chase on the highway, like all that shit is relevant to what they're doing at the moment. So yeah, just to double back, I yeah, you, if you're a big star, you have a responsibility to these kids out here that are watching you. Yeah, man, maybe you shouldn't do that gun gesture. But I don't understand why, especially like sports players and sports stars, like basketball stars, football stars, baseball stars. I don't understand what's their infatuation with, even if they're not from the streets. Like a lot of these guys, most, not most, but some of them can be, are from the streets. But a lot of these guys are not from the streets. They're like straight A students, went to college, did football in college, and then all of a sudden become famous and want to become gangsters. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Right.
don't
Right.
understand that.
And
Like
it's
I
weird.
never, yeah, it's weird. Like why would you want to do that? Like why would you want to bring that kind of negative energy into your career? Because you want to be cool like the
Right.
rap niggas? Like that don't make sense. Like, but they do that and then they get in trouble with these guys out here in the street, and then they're wondering why they in prison. But my final take on that is like, yes, be responsible, bro. You got people watching you, be responsible. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Even if you're not famous, if I go outside, I'm a grown
Yeah. I
ass
mean,
man, and I go kick garbage cans down, and some kid sees me doing it, he's gonna think that's cool. He's gonna go kick garbage cans down. Like, you know what I mean? Stupid. It's stupid.
yeah, but I mean, I like John Morant. I respect John Morant. I hope and wish the best and nothing but the best for the young man. It's just I would like him to realize that, bro, you're not just some dude, man. Like you are an NBA superstar, and people are paying attention to the things that you do. So you have to hold yourself to a certain standard, even if you don't want to.
Yep.
So
I,
that's my final take on it.
I'm with it. That's a good one. All right. Well,
Yep.
we could. I guess we'll move on to the next one. Wait, but real quick before we move on to the next one, that also shows you that the NBA, NFL, and all these other big companies, I don't want to say that they care, but you see how they want to make sure their image is clean. But like these same companies that run music
Yeah.
don't care. And these are the
Yep.
same people with their
Yep.
hands in the pocket, just letting these young black kids out here talk reckless, get killed, and they keep their money. But they won't let them do that on the football team because they're
Yep.
out there representing somebody. So that's all I got to say about that. We can move on.
So our next topic is a 2-in-1. We're talking tariffs and how it is affecting Nintendo.
Yeah.
So, of course, Trump has his he's on his tariff run. So he put tariffs on China, and so now it's this tariff war between America and pretty much everybody now. But America put an increase in tariffs on China, and now China is retaliating by raising their tariffs on America. Right? So that's pretty much the gist between the tariffs between China and America. And how that affects Nintendo is now they're having a hard time of importing the system into America because I read an article where they're saying that the tariffs is what put a delay on pre-order sales. So like people were looking for I think they had a pre-order release date, but then once the tariff thing got in the way, they had to postpone the pre-order date. That's number one, and number two, the amount of systems that they wanted to import. I think that's also being hindered by the tariffs, because I do believe they wanted to import like 2 million, I believe. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. I can say that with complete confidence. But I think they wanted to send over like 2 million consoles. But now that the tariffs is hit, that it kind of messed up Nintendo's whole plan, bro.
Yeah. Well, this is my 2 cents. Just first thing, this is what happened, Nintendo. When you wait 10 years to release some shit, all right? You knew that fucking Switch was outdated 5 years ago, and you wait almost 10 years to give us a Switch 2 that's almost as good as probably a PS4 Pro right now, and you talking about tariffs. You know, Nintendo keeps up with all this shit. Like, why they wait so fucking long, man? Fuck that bullshit. So you wait this long, and now all of a sudden you thought it was a good idea to release a system during the whole fucking tariff war. Good job, Nintendo. You guys are fucking brilliant. Second, China is trying to have a tariff war. Let's keep it real. If Trump set the 10%, then they went and set tariffs on us at like 30 or 40. I don't even know. Who cares? And then Trump was like, all right, cool, fine. You want to do that? I'm going to put, because all the other countries they already fixed the tariff problem. So China's the only one that wants to play hardball. So he was like, all right, 100 and I think 20% tariff on these niggas. Bro, this is the first time in history I went online, and in China you are not allowed to use the internet and post shit about China on the internet. It's bad when people in factories are on TikTok complaining about China because China doesn't want to let up on the tariff. Like, bro, they're shutting down factories out there. Bro, listen, everybody's worried about, this is gonna be bad for the economy. Yeah, it might be bad for the first couple of months, but we are going to crush China because everybody buys all their cheap knockoff Jordans and dirty ass hats from China and Timu and all that bullshit. But listen, this is gonna make them sweat because you gotta realize when you are a company in the United States, let's just say Nike, because Nike's the probably the biggest bootleg shoes out there, right? When Nike makes a sneaker and they go to China to make their sneakers for dirt cheap because they got 5-year-olds making the sneakers for us. Nobody's mad at that, right? Everybody's like, oh, it's China. It's cheap shit. We get all our shit for cheap. But nobody knows that they use child labor and women are out there working 30 hours for pennies. But anyway, I'm not even getting into that. Nike goes out there and they make shoes, right? They give China all the schematics for the shoes. China goes around, charges us a premium to ship all these shoes back, right? Not only make them there cheap, but also charge us to ship them out a lot. And then on top of that, they take the designs, they bootleg it, and then they go and they sell the blueprints for your Nike Jordans, Air Maxes, and all your good shit to other factories to bootleg them, to send them to the United States to sell. So you tell me that this shit is crazy, and then Nike can't go to China and sue anybody because they have different laws out there. They can't go out there and be like, oh, they don't have copyright laws out in China where I can be like, yo, you bootlegging Nike shoes. No, they don't care. So that's why the people in the United States they go after those guys, but because they can't go after the guys in China. So what I'm trying to say is that China is fucking us in all different ways. Shipping, and bootlegging, and then on top of that, they send drugs with a lot of those bootleg goods. Fentanyl comes from China. It's made in China. They make that in China. So if there's 120% tariff and we don't get, if we don't get no Chinese made shit, fine. We're probably not gonna get our sneakers for cheap, but China's gonna crack, dog. They're gonna crack, and you'll see they're gonna fold, and their whole shit's gonna collapse, bro. Everybody's worried about us. Nah, we're gonna be fine. We need shit from China, but not as much as they need us to buy shit from China. So back to Nintendo. Nintendo's stupid for waiting this long to ship out. They should have had all this shit ready and moved out of China by now. Like, you wait 10 years and then tell us, oh, a game is gonna be $80. Bro, for a Nintendo game, when was the last time a Nintendo game cost more than any other platform game? I mean,
it hasn't.
Exactly. It hasn't. Bro, Mario Kart World is $80. Donkey Kong, whatever the name of that bizarre banana, whatever, is $70. And then the game to teach you what the Switch 2 does, like, you know how they always give you the Wii Sports and the free games, is $10. Come on, my boy. Like, $10 for a tech demo?
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy. So Nintendo's really trying to squeeze your wallet.
Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, now I'm gonna do this for Nintendo. I'm not paying for no demo, so $10 for a demo, that's just crazy. Because the whole purpose of the demo is for you, either, like you say, to either teach you what the console is capable of, what it does, and what's new and yada yada, and then also to see if you like the game enough to buy it, pay full price for it. So no, right. I'm not paying you for a sample. I'm not doing it. But I'm gonna say this for Nintendo. Because Nintendo doesn't participate in the console wars the way Xbox and PlayStation does, I think they get overlooked. However, I do think that out of the three, Nintendo is the most prestigious brand. And their brand holds more weight, way more than Xbox and PlayStation. If you look at, I mean, because I'm a huge Halo fan. But if you take the Halo franchise and compare it to the Mario franchise, it doesn't even compare. You see what I'm saying?
It ain't shit.
And I don't know any game on PlayStation that can even compete with how big Halo is. Like what franchise do they have that they own that's a first party that can compete with a Halo or a Mario? So I do feel that, like, they are prestigious, bro. They are prestigious enough to charge what they're asking for. Now, do I necessarily agree with the price? No. But I can understand Nintendo sitting back and saying, hold on, man, we pioneered this shit. Our IPs are super strong. For me and you, I'm not going to buy an Xbox just to play Halo. I'm not going to buy a PlayStation just to play Spider-Man. However, I will buy a Nintendo just to play Smash Bros.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So like I feel like their IPs are super strong, and I feel like they are prestigious enough for them to charge $80 for. I feel like they're prestigious enough to charge whatever they want for the game, and it's on me as the consumer to either say yes or no.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I think I'll pay for it. If I'm being honest.
And see, the $80 is not the problem. I think the problem for me is that Nintendo has always came off as this family console, where you play with your kids and it's affordable and it's also prestige, like you said. And I'm not knocking the IPs on Nintendo. They could totally sell their games for $100, $80, whatever. Shit, I remember when Nintendo 64 came out and I was trying to get the Super Mario. People were selling the Super Mario game for $100. You know what I'm saying? Because it was sold out so fast. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was crazy. I remember that because it was hard. It was hard to get. It was during holiday season, whatever. But I could see Nintendo doing that. But the problem is that Nintendo always came off as, like I said, the cheaper variant of playing video games. Like, oh, I don't want to buy a $700-800 PlayStation with all of the new stuff. I could get me a Nintendo Switch. It's a little bit more cheaper because the stuff in it was a little older, possibly, and cheaper. But Nintendo, I don't believe Nintendo's new Switch 2 is that much more powerful than a PlayStation, 4 Pro type of shit. I don't think it's gonna be capable of playing any kind of really high power games like the new systems can. And that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I don't think it's gonna be more powerful than the Steam Deck. So that's my thing with Nintendo.
I think it'll be more powerful than the Steam Deck. I think, okay, you got it's not more powerful than a PS5, a PS5 Pro, Xbox Series X. What people are going to judge about is the Series S, which is the lesser version of the Xbox Series X. If that Switch 2 is not as powerful as the S, then that's an epic fail.
Yeah.
Because you're charging way more. You're charging $150 more, or $100 more. $100 more. You're charging $100 more for a system that's not as powerful as an older system.
And that's what I was trying to say.
That came out the way I needed it to.
If you really think about it, and when you read the specs on a Nintendo, it's real vague. It's like it tells you it's ran by a AMD or NVIDIA. I forgot. I think it was NVIDIA graphic card, but it says custom. Yeah, we know it's custom made for just Nintendo because they don't want to really tell you the specs. But it tells you it's an LCD screen, blah 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 blah. But more RAM, whatever, bigger hard drive, yeah, all that shit. We already know that. But it's like their tech demo was Mario Kart. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, and they played it. People said it was fun. It was quick. It was responsive. The frame rates look great. Of course, if you're playing on your Switch, let's say you're not a gamer, you only play Nintendo Switch, right? And you've been playing Nintendo Switch since day one and nothing else. Let's just say you play nothing else but Nintendo Switch, and you get a Nintendo Switch 2. Yeah, of course that shit looks amazing because it is. You've been playing Switch 1 for 10 years, bro. You understand? Like, that shit is old as fuck. So yeah, if you playing a Switch 1 and you jump on a Switch 2, of course that shit looks amazing. Now for me, that I play everything, even phone games, I'm looking at the Switch 2 like, it's okay. It's a jump. Yeah, it's a leap from Switch 1.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Like, my PlayStation still looks better than the Switch 2. You know what I'm saying? Like, but nobody says these things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm watching these guys play Mario Kart on YouTube, and they talking about it's so fun and it's blah blah blah. Yeah, we know it's fun. It's Nintendo. It's gonna be fun, but is it worth? I think everybody gets washed when it comes to Nintendo because nobody wants to say what's really going on, and Nintendo is just giving us bare minimum stuff because they shit so old and then sell it for so much money that they actually make money off the console, and then they're gonna double the prices on the games. I don't know, dude. After watching Nintendo kind of grow into this, that's the shit that bothered me. I'm watching Nintendo grow into this company that's becoming more and more like just mean, like not mean, but just like, oh, we all we care about is the money now. We're gonna sell you some old shit, make it fun, and then let you sit on that shit for 10 years until you complain so much that the games suck and we sell you the next old shit. I don't know. It's like going to Walmart and buying an Android phone. You're not getting everything that comes. That's why I hate when people was like, "Oh, Androids suck," and I ask them what kind of phone they have, and they have like an A4. I'm like, bro, you bought that shit at Walmart. Those phones are built for cheap niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't ever tell me your Android phone sucks, and then I ask you what kind of phone you have and where you get it from. You tell me, oh, I got a Samsung. It's an Android. All right, where'd you get it from? I got it from Walmart. I bought it like 2 years ago for $150. Bro, then you don't like your phone is old when you bought it. You know, like Android makes phones for people who can't afford real phones. And I'm not trying to goof on anybody, but I've had these conversations where people tell me, oh, I had Android and it sucked. And then you ask them what kind of phone they had, because I'm always curious. They tell me, oh, it was a Walmart phone. Well, that's why it sucked. And that's why I applaud Apple. They don't sell shitty phones in Walmart. But Samsung does because they're trying to cover all bases. They cover cheap niggas and they cover niggas who are willing to go out there and spend $1,500 for phones. But it's the same thing. That's what I feel like Nintendo's doing. Nintendo's just be like, yo, we're going to sell you some bare minimum shit that looks good. And we're not too worried about Xbox and PlayStation because they don't have Mario and they don't have Donkey Kong and they don't have Kirby and all these cool characters. So I don't know, dude. As excited as I am for the Switch 2, I just don't know how I feel about dishing out almost $500 or probably more because they're stupid. They don't know tariff shit was going on a system that's probably just bare minimum specs for something that's like 2 years old already. So that's my take.
I feel you, man. I feel you. I feel you. But if I'm being objective here or fair, like just think about the prices of everything in life as far back as you're able to remember it. Everything that you could buy has went up in price except video games. All right? So gas has gone up. Candy bars. I mean, you can go buy a Snickers bar for like 75 cents. Those things are like $2 now. 20-ounce bottle sodas. The dollar menu wasn't even a dollar menu no more. It's a $5 menu, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like everything in our market has went up in price. The price of internet, man, TVs, shoes, clothes, everything has went up. The only thing that I've saw that pretty much stayed where it was video games. Right?
Yeah.
I get you. I know eventually the prices of that would increase. So I kind of have to take it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because okay, if everything's going up, I'm pretty sure the cost of producing this game, because even if you look at just keep it at video games, the price of producing this game has went up. A video game has gone up. So they've gone from spending $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, whatever it costs to make the video games to $2 million, and your price is still the same.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So in order for you to to really make money or make a profit, like you have to increase the price of your product. So I understand it. I totally understand it. And Nintendo, they taking the heat, but you best believe Xbox and PlayStation, they about to vamp it up too. Because they came out with the PS5 Pro, and then the PS5 Pro wasn't even worth the money. They charged you more for it, but it wasn't worth the money. But it's just they're just trying to make their money back. So I understand it. I understand what these companies, what video game companies. I say that. I understand what video game companies are. And I feel like everybody else just damn greedy.
Yeah. And look, man, just to double back on what you said,
opinion on it.
I agree, but like I said, it's just I felt like the gradual increase went from like Nintendo selling $50 games, then it went up to 60, and then it's like 80. You know what I'm saying? And then they're talking about like you don't even get like even when you buy the physical game, it's not even a physical game. It's just a key code. And that you still have to download the game. So you still not getting a physical game. I don't know if you've seen that part, but they selling the physical games for 60 or 70, and then the downloaded game, no, the physical game, I think they said it was 80, and the download game is like 60 or some shit like that. I don't know. But it's not even the real game. It's just a key code. So you're not even getting the real game in the cartridge. It's just a code.
I said this a while ago on the pod that video games are NFTs. They're the only true NFTs, especially with the direction that we're going in. Like no game that you buy today you own.
Nope.
Well, no, whether you're playing on PlayStation, Xbox, Steam, like none of you don't own any of these games. And even if you buy a physical copy of the game, you still have to be online to play it. So you're just stuck. Like we're just stuck in this climate. Yeah, so and I can't really get mad at Nintendo because I feel like they didn't start this. They're just going along with what they're going along to get along. In this particular situation.
And you're right. And if that's the case, Nintendo is stumbling to catch up or play catch up when we got used to Nintendo being Nintendo. Now they're like, oh shit, we can do downloads only. We don't have to do physical disc. We don't have to. We can charge $80. We can upgrade. Like now they see what Xbox.
I see your point. I'm sorry. My bad.
No, you good. What Xbox and PlayStation did, they did it gradually. You know what I'm saying? That Nintendo's just like shit. 10 years now we get to do all this, and now they're dumping all this shit on us. Now it is overwhelming. A new higher prices, no real disc. You don't get the physical game no more. Two different prices. You know, it's just now. Oh wow, we get video talking, voice chat. God knows how much they're gonna charge us for that. They haven't even mentioned that. So it's just they're giving us everything we've been using and dumping it on us now, and trying to come up with a price plan for it, which is nuts.
I totally see your point now. I totally see your point. I totally get you, because what you're saying is Nintendo is not being innovative at all. They're giving you somebody else's idea. They're giving you something that you're already used to and accustomed to, and they're trying to charge you for it as if it's something new to the video game world. I totally get what you're saying, and I totally agree with your argument, bro. And I guess I have to snatch my stance back then, because I totally agree. Because that's why I choose the game with Xbox. To me, Xbox is very innovative. To me, the way we enjoy gaming today is because of Xbox. From the hard drive to 100%. Online gaming, Game Pass, all of that. That's because even when it came to crossplay, Sony was like no at first. They didn't want to do that shit.
Then you saw that what happened with them. We forced them to open up to that. You know what I'm saying?
So I totally agree. So like you can't bring old stuff and charge us like is brand new. We never seen this before. So I totally get your point, and I changed my viewpoint. Yes, sir.
Oh wow,
you
damn,
right.
that was good
Right.
then. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
Because I was like, okay, so because I was seeing it from the side of like being a business owner and marketing, all this kind of stuff. Right. But as a consumer, it's like, man, Xbox had this years ago, PlayStation had this years ago, and we just not getting it from you, and you trying to charge us, yeah, like y'all invented it. So yeah, I totally agree with you, bro. I totally agree with you. Yeah.
Well, thank you. I'll be trying to make points. Oh man, I wish it was that easy to convince other people shit like that. God. But yeah, dog, that's my final take on that. Because if not, I'll ramble about that shit forever. You know what I mean?
Well, I will say this. I watched some guy play the new Mario Kart World, and I extremely love the way they did the open world thing now.
Yeah, me too.
So, like how you was telling me that the tracks are connected now, and I was like, how would they do that? And so when I actually watched the video, so like let's say you're Yoshi's Raceway, right? So you're racing on Yoshi's Raceway, and off into the distance or in the background, you can kind of see the next track, which would be Donkey Kong, Island or something. So after you do your three laps, because it's not really laps, it's more like a checkpoint.
Yeah.
And they kind of count them as a lap. But once you go through your last lap, and then by the time you get to your last lap, you're at the Donkey Kong Island, whatever. Yeah. And then from there, to now that you're racing on the Donkey Kong thing, you might see Rainbow Road. And by the time you get to your last lap, you're over there now. And I thought that was pretty cool, a really unique spin on
I thought so too.
Mario Kart. Because at first I was thinking it was going to be like CTR. I don't know if you ever played Crash Team Racing, because their open world is like an actual open world.
I played a couple times, not much though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited for this open world shit. It looks fun.
That's my take on Nintendo. Yeah. And the game looked good. The graphics looked good. Mario Hart, his hat was getting wet in the rain.
Yeah.
They added weather to the game.
They added day and night cycles.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Weather cycles. I thought the weather cycle was pretty dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm like I said, I'm excited for Nintendo games and all the new shit. I'm not hating on Nintendo. I'm just mad at Nintendo. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, fuck, dude. Like, you made me wait this fucking long, and then like you hit me with all this bullshit. I'm like, come on, dude. Like, you could have started off a little slow. Like, hey, here's a system.
So
and then hit us with some bullshit.
I have a question. Nintendo chooses not to participate in the console war. So my question is, do you think that they can? You don't think they can?
I think of course. I think they can. Of course they can. They got the money. They got the backing. They got whatever. I just think that at this point, Nintendo has a pocket where they know that they don't need to be part of that cool kids crew. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like school. Like, you have the cool kids and the jocks and the cheerleaders, and then Nintendo are just like the kids in the hallway who just ride skateboard but don't hang out with anybody else. You know what I mean? They're still cool, but not like as cool as the football star. But he's cool because he could do a backflip and a kickflip on a skateboard. Like, we still like those kids.
I am sorry, my mentor.
I don't know, man.
I have failed you.
Just doing their own thing, and they're staying away from that, so they don't have to invest so much money in coming up with like these new AAA, you know, IPs. You know, because how many times can you fucking play Mario? You know what I'm saying? Like, you could change up a Halo game and a Call of Duty game, and you can add new elements, new weapons, but you can't really add any more goofy shit to Mario. Like, he's been a cat, he's been a dinosaur. Like, he hat comes off and it talks to you now. He's flying into space with a star. Like, it's like, okay, Mario is doing too much now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just don't. I don't know. Like, it's just hard to come up with new ideas for Mario when he's not that. I don't know. He's just not that colorful of a character to do crazy things like carry a gun and go shoot a bunch of aliens. Like, we know Mario's not gonna do that. You know what I mean? So it just, the closest thing to a gun he had was that water sprinkler on Mario Sunshine. You know what I'm saying? Like, Luigi had a vacuum cleaner that was a shotgun. Like, come on. You know what I'm saying? That's the closest you're gonna get.
Yeah. So if they did compete, what would you want to see from Nintendo?
If they did compete, Nintendo will have to come up with the crazy new IPs that are gonna compete in the first person shooters. They will have to compete with PlayStation with the story driven games like The Last of Us, you know, Spider-Man, um Horizon, like all these big games that have big stories and big extravagant endings. You know, like Nintendo don't do shit like that. When was the last time, besides, I wouldn't even say Zelda, because Zelda is not even it's a big game, but it's not like the story is not heavy driven anymore like it used to be. You know what I'm saying? What was the last Nintendo game you played where it's like, yo, that story was amazing? Like, you don't buy Nintendo games for a storyline. You know, like, it's just, let's keep it a beam. Like, you don't buy
But
Nintendo games for story.
I have, yeah. Well, but see, I think that could be their strong suit though, because every time I play a game, I don't always want to have to use my brain. Like, I just want
Right.
to look at the thing and shoot it. I
No, I
don't want
know.
to have to. Okay, I have to time this just right. I have to jump, hit this, then bounce over there, and then do a wall run, and put
Yeah.
the command in just right. I don't want. Every time I play a game, I don't want to do that. Like, sometimes I just want to
Yeah.
play the game, and just mash the button, just hit, like, button mash or whatever. And so I think that's kind of where they can kind of thrive. But if Nintendo was to compete with Xbox and PlayStation, what I would like to see from them, I would like to see them update their graphics to where excuse me. I would like to see them update their graphics to where Super Mario look like Final Fantasy or something like that.
Yeah.
I would like for their system to be powerful and can
I don't think
actually
they're making powerful systems
compete
anymore,
or
though. I'm
be a
telling
part of
you.
the conversation. But
Yeah.
I mean, which I feel you. I understand that. I don't think. I mean, they don't. There's no need for them to. But I mean, those are just some of the things that I would like to see. I would like to see them have more social uh, engagement, where you can share you can do like screenshots and then share them to like the Xbox network or the PlayStation network or whatever they got. Like no things like that. Like, that's what I would like to see from Nintendo if they decided to compete. However, I know that they are not going to compete because if I'm the way, like, when I look at video games now, I feel like every single brand is playing to their strength, right?
Yeah.
So Microsoft is a software company, and right now they're not able to get console sales, but their games are far outselling, Sony.
Yeah.
Sony is a hardware company, and their console is far outselling Microsoft. So
Right.
those two brands are playing to their strength. And with
Right.
Nintendo, Nintendo's strength is their pretty much nostalgia, I would say. Their IPs are their strength. It's not about the console. It's not about the latest technology. It's not about any of those things. It's their IPs are their strength, and I feel like that's what they're using right now. And I feel like all three of these brands are really leaning heavily on their strength right now. And the console war isn't going to be won until you get both software and until you gain control of both software and hardware. So it's really on PlayStation and Xbox right now. But between the two, I think Xbox has a better chance of snatching both categories than the other two.
Yeah, I think you're
and
right.
I'm not just saying it because I'm an Xbox fan. I'm really looking at the numbers.
Yeah, no, you're right, because Xbox got the studios, they got the games, they got everything, and where PlayStation is kind of lacking.
But most importantly,
in the software.
Yeah, I think most importantly, Microsoft has taken a lot of losses that they've learned from, and I think that's going to be their advantage. So the fact that they keep losing the console war, I think that's going to be their advantage. So
yeah, they're going to figure something out.
My final take. Yeah.
All right. Well,
that's my final.
That was good. Man. That was me too. I'm on.
Yeah.
But I guess was that it topic wise? I know it was a slow week.
That's it, man.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah. Slow week.
All right. Well. To everybody, like, share, subscribe, hit that bell notification so you can get notified when we do all that good shit. And all right, that was a short pod. I guess we can. Facebook. Yeah, do all that good shit. And I guess we'll hit you up next. We'll see you next weekend. Yeah, I mean next week, next Thursday, same time, same place, baby.
Yeah.
So this is your boy Ninja.
Peace. And I'm X-Perry Bird.
We are out of here.
And this is the What's Going On podcast. Peace.
Peace out, people.